Abusuya Kwesi Pratt Junior and Sembia Betuja or reveal a secret fact beer. I say a dominant more Ghana hand be brina and shed him sa and same way. Dear a year Kwesi Pratt a Kenyan say a year Dr. Bawumia elections here Muku ye or could di in Kunim a D a MPP party anymore as I say or no and will be a Gina Tum say or no the MPP among your corner anymore. Abusuya Kwesi Pratt at the Sika Pudubia. Ye papa Dr. Bawumia. And the year the campaign. Any near surrounding the campaign you know. So Chimwa 100 million Ghana cedis. 100 million Ghana cedis. Now, and no a month for the door and I say, hey, and tis asking when you know one said the year to go at the campaign. New a month for po. And to me, and never been put in our hospitals. I can see meaning say 2 million a month for Pabusia Kwesi Pratt and then send me about 2 years. Kwesi Pratt and some more all broson and yes, I'm Ketua 100 billion Ghana cedis and a Kwesi Pratt etremua according to no Nema with nim the factor with nim NHS the way was done the factor no the BN one my chest and yano credit according to Kwesi Pratt and yen Kwesi Pratt and tongue. I rear Bushia Bebo, Amamatie, and someone Kwesi Pratt due to Ghana. Was 100 million Ghana cedis. Obi Chenchaga Sabia away, Sikawe, then but Abusia, a Sika Pudu pa, a Sika Pudua, you bet media baby, and the Abu Mano or Quine so. Among folks which say, hey, been poor, dear Kwesi Pratt in Ponim. What about the onim? That just says Sikano, any year to come. Abusuya enye easy our man Ghana mu to say why shit among for na kan won some social media you nim de also beka e dem go straight to Kwesi Pratt na ensem Kwesi Pratt e broso no abusuya onso atie bi wi a mema remfi se wode wadwen kire e begu hanom e de amaye da bia odwen kire na amode ba no yetie ne readi ne hwe se de amanfo adwen esi kire omo ye pepa so ye damase se da bia mo ye ne sa ensoma yenko straight to Kwesi Pratt e wi ade aka bia no.
Well, Randy, first of all, this is about the most expensive primary, political party primary that I've seen in my life. The most expensive.
Really?
I mean, conservative estimates, based on facts, indicate that Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia or his team must have spent over 100 million Ghana cedis on these elections.
Where's the previous? Where do you get this?
You want to go into the details? Okay. All of us saw delegates complaining on television, live television, that they had been given 400 cedis each. You told us that you had 208,000 delegates. If you multiply that by 400, how much do you get? That alone gives you 83.2 million. That's just the 400 cedis distributed on that day. Do you want me to continue the calculations? So clearly, Vice President Bawumia alone must have spent a minimum of 100 million Ghana cedis on this election. It has never happened in the history of this country. I mean, Nana Akufo-Addo, how much did he spend? I mean, his last contest with President Kufuor, why? The day of the Congress, he didn't even have money to pay TNT.
You mean Sunyani?
Yes, Sunyani. He didn't even have money to pay TNT and so on. But now we are witnessing...
But that was also a smaller group.
Agreed. But even for the smaller group, we were struggling to have money to pay TNT. Okay.
That was then.
Yeah, that was then. That's why I'm saying that this is the most expensive political party that I've seen in my life.
There's no doubt about that.
And that the Vice President, and I'm being very moderate in the calculations. Very moderate calculations would indicate that he spent, or his team spent, at least 100 million Ghana cedis on this election. That's interesting. Now from here, I also like to look at their own expectations.
Right.
And at one stage, people supporting the vice president said he was going to get 95% of votes.
95.
95%. Then they started reviewing it downwards. Then it came to 90. And eventually 80. The last time, those who thought that they were being very, very realistic and charitable put it at 70%. The results clearly indicate that that expectation could not be met. He had 61 point something %. Okay. Now the indications were also given that he was a northern candidate and that he was going to sweep the north. If you look at the results, he didn't sweep the north. No, he didn't.
Apart from Zebila, Binduri, he swept the entire north.
Garu, he lost some of the constituencies.
But when you look at sorry.
Master, just hold on. He lost some of the constituencies in the north. It wasn't a sweep. Indeed, I looked at one of the constituency results and I was almost shocked. I mean, Kennedy Japan was making 500 and something votes and he was making 200 and something votes. A northern constituency. So that magic one that it was claimed he had in the north, I didn't see it. You know, Kennedy Japan gave him quite a tough time in the north. And then there is something else, you know, about the votes and so on. In the end, Kennedy, Akumpreku, Japan, all together got about 37% of the votes. 37 point something % of the votes. That was clearly remarkable. Because yesterday, I was listening to my old friend, Nana Akumia, who was key in the Bawumia campaign. And he actually confessed that they were not expecting him to get more than 20% of the votes. So if he exceeded the expectations and got 37%, that is remarkable. It's quite remarkable and so on. Of course, all of this also brings to mind the posters and so on. I'm not going to go into details. We also what the posters said. And Randy, as you said, right now it does appear that the only credible poster we have for elections and so on is Global Info Analytics. It's getting it right all the time. And even where it misses, the misses are marginal and so on. So I think it's important to pay attention to Global Info Analytics and the kinds of things that they are bringing out as a result of their research, you know, findings. Now, after the elections, after the primaries, all kinds of people are trying to play all kinds of statistical games. And I heard Dr. Bawumia himself say that he had 61%, and that is unprecedented in the history of the NPP.
For a first time.
For a first time, unprecedented. But then he forgot the other things that he could look at. Okay. And I think it was my friend Franklin Kudo of Imani who has brought out the other side. Franklin has also made it quite clear, doing an analysis of the statistics, that nobody has become president of Ghana, won presidential elections, with 61% of total votes at the primaries. Nobody. I mean, the statistics indicate that nobody.
With less than a figure.
Yes, nobody.
I think 64.
So if we are playing these statistical games, we have to look at all the sides of the statistical game and so on. Then Randy, there's the aftermath of the elections. What has happened after the elections? Of course, all of us saw Adai Nimo, Afri Yakuto, and Akumpreku pledge their support to the party and also to the candidate at their class stadium. We all saw it. But after that, have you been following what is happening?
No.
The key spokesman of Kennedy and Japan has made a statement, and he made it on radio. I listened to his interview. Hold on. He claims that it took national security operatives to go and drag Kennedy and Japan from the house to the stadium.
Okay, he clarified it. He clarified it by saying that they escorted him up the days.
No, not the day, from the house. They went to the house.
I heard that one.
Yes.
He said that before. And then he was asked, is he saying that they came to the house and forced him to the stadium? He said no. But they escorted him up the days.
He didn't quite say that in that way. I mean, he added that they escorted him up the days. But he was quite hedgy. You know, he didn't want to go into details and so on. Now, he has also said that, look, as for them, they are still members of the New Patriotic Party. They want the New Patriotic Party to win the elections and so on. But those who are asking Kennedy and Japan to join the campaign trail must not forget that they said that he didn't know how to speak. He couldn't convince people and so on. So if after the elections, if after saying all of those things, they are now urging him to join the campaign, how is he going to speak to the people when he doesn't know how to speak? And he actually said that it is now time for Kennedy and Japan to go to school, to go and learn how to speak. And said that it will take him 1 year to learn how to speak. And that after he had learned how to speak, he would join the campaign.
I heard that.
You heard that?
Yes.
That and what happened on the stage are totally different. You understand? And then they asked him whether what he was saying represented the views of Kennedy and Japan. He was hedgy. But then he made the point that the night before, he had been with Kennedy and Japan discussing the election results and its implications and so on. Very interesting. Then he said something else which was very significant. He said, look, Kennedy and Japan has held many members of parliament to win their seats, giving them logistics and so on. And that all those people turned their backs on him. Okay? And that now they are going to go for primaries again, and we shall see. We shall see. I mean, that's a huge statement. Very huge statement. So clearly, from what this spokesperson is saying, it doesn't look like everything is, you know. But beyond him is also this gentleman, Dr. Amwakutufo. I don't know if you've heard what he has also said.